Yeah, we're looking at an input PCB for the Soundtracs MX mixer. We just looked at the input jack PCBs and then our interface connectors, and those carry our signal and system grounds. Connect up to our input PCB right here. And so, for instance, here we've got, this is pin 1 and pin 2 and pin 3. That might be 1, 3, 2 for the mic jack. And we've got, and then we've got our ground and plus and minus for our line input. And then we've got here, here, and here. That's our ground and send and return for our insert jack. And then we've got our ground and signal conductors for our line out. And that covers all 12 of these pins. So notice that you've got a ground trace that encompasses all of those signal grounds. And then this right here is a 0 ohm jumper over to this. We go all the way down here, and then we have another 0 ohm jumper right here. This is coincidentally, this is for the fader. That's the ground reference for the fader. And then we come over here. Now this is the 40 pin connector for the cable that interconnects all of the input PCBs as well as the master, aux master, and group master PCBs. The interesting thing on here, the ground trace interfaces with all of these pins, but then you've got one pin that's paired off. Let me look at that again. Yeah, this one right here. And when we look at our input PCB schematic, okay, so here's our 40 pin connector. And looky here, here's all those contacts that are referenced to the system ground. And you get this one over here that says chassis. Well, I'm not sure exactly what, well, okay, no wait, I do. This will make more sense later, but this one is all by itself here and goes to I think that'd be pin 20. At any rate, we follow that. It goes to a 0 ohm jumper up to here, on up to here. Now, let's see what's going on there. I have conveniently removed the pot nuts so we can slide this off. And let's have a closer look to this one that's, again, we're looking at this one right here that's labeled chassis. So again, we follow that from here, 0 ohm jumper to here, on up to here. And it's also linked over to here. Now when we flip this over, that is just the mounting bracket for the pot. These pots right here. So that trace came up and touches this frame and this frame. So this frame right here is referenced to the system ground. Notice we've got nylon washers on top of internal star washers on all the other pots, but this one has double internal washer, so we got metal, metal, metal there, And then look underneath. The paint has been bared, so that's bare metal right there where that pot contacts the dress panel there. So that's what that does. In a little bit we'll see where that chassis ground pin goes as we go down the system. But that's where all of the circuitry on this PCB gets its ground reference. It's not coming from this connector. It's coming from the I/O connector through the system and then heading out down along the line. So next we'll follow that down to where that goes.